Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. India to play the key role in developing semiconductors. Chips are like oil, and semiconductors are playing a key role in the advancement of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, 5G, robotics, and many more new age technologies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said India has undertaken wide-ranging reforms to improve the ease of doing business. He said the country has an exceptional semiconductor design talent pool comprising up to 20% of the world's chip design engineers. Its own consumption of semiconductors is expected to cross $80 billion by 2026 and $110 billion in 2030. India is going to provide support for companies looking to invest in semiconductor manufacturing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the South Asian nations set its sights on becoming a key player in the global supply chain for chips. Even as more firms and countries seek to ensure access to the chips at the core of critical technologies such as 5G and others of the future, the bulk of the world's chip output is limited to places such as Taiwan and the United States. The Indian semiconductor market, worth $15 billion in 2020, is estimated to reach $63 billion by 2026, the government says. A $10 billion plan to attract semiconductor and display makers has drawn applications from companies such as a joint venture between Indian conglomerate Vedanta and Taiwan's Foxconn and Singapore's IGSS Ventures. As part of the government's efforts to attract big-ticket investments, the three-day meeting has drawn executives of tech giants Intel, TSMC and Micron Technology Inc. In the race to become India's first chip maker, Vedanta is seeking incentives such as 1,000 acres, that is 405 hectares of free land, as part of its $20 billion foray into semiconductors and displays. Recently, there was an announcement from ISMC for an investment of Rs 22,900 crores, that is $3 billion, in a 65 nm analog semiconductor fabrication plant in Karnataka. The ISMC has requested 150 acres of land in Mysuru's Kochanahalli industrial area. This will be one of India's first and largest semiconductor fabrication units under the central government's Indian Semiconductor Mission upon project approval by the Government of India. The project is expected to generate more than 1,500 direct and 10,000 indirect employment opportunities and ancillary semiconductor ecosystem industry development in the area with significant multiplier effects. Prime Minister Modi said India has undertaken wide-ranging reforms to improve the ease of doing business. India will need at least 10 semiconductor fabrication models within the coming years, and our federal government is able to spend money on a number of extra tasks, stated Minister of Electronics and IT Ashwini Vaishnaw. Chips are vital for each strategic and business cause. The minister has outlined that the authorities have already acquired about 5 proposals to arrange fabs. The ministry can be reaching out to a bigger corporation like Intel, TSMC and Samsung. Vaishnaw further said it's a primary ingredient as we speak in our digital economic system. If you do not have semiconductors, how will you survive? The present geopolitical circumstances necessitate that India develops the ecosystem for the semiconductor manufacturing in the country, and Karnataka is well poised to take advantage of that because of its robust ecosystem in the electronic chip design industry. The manufacturing facilities will only add to the growth of the sector. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. CIA appoints Nand Mulchandani as first tech officer. Indian origin Nand Mulchandani has been appointed the Central Intelligence Agency's first ever Chief Technology Officer. In his role as the CTO, Mulchandani will ensure that the agency is leveraging cutting-edge innovations. Previously, Mulchandani served as the CTO and acting director of DoD's Joint Artificial Intelligence Center. He has co-founded and served as the CEO of several successful startups such as Oblix, Determina, OpenDNS and Scale Extreme. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting partners with Netflix to launch short video series on women trendsetters. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and Netflix have collaborated to produce the first set of videos featuring 7 women change makers from across the country who share their experiences in breaking the glass ceiling. These 2-minute short films known as Azadi Ki Amrit Kahaniyan were shot in locations across the country and are narrated by renowned actor Neena Gupta. The announcement was made as part of the celebration of Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. ELCOT invites bids for 4G data SIM cards. The Electronics Corporation of Tamil Nadu, the state government's nodal agency for ICT projects, has invited bids for the procurement of over 9.69 lakh 4G data SIM cards to provide internet services to the students of government and government-aided colleges. The estimated cost of the project is Rs 100 crores. The short tender is part of the government's commitment to provide 2 GB free data per day to more than 9 lakh college students to attend online classes for a period of 4 months beginning January this year. AmitLuthra appointed as the MD for Lenovo's ISG in India. Lenovo has announced AmitLuthra as the new managing director for its Infrastructure Solutions Group business in India. In this role, Amit not only will lead and build Lenovo ISG's business in India, but will also play a key role in advocating Lenovo's end-to-end offerings from the pocket to the data center to the cloud and in driving customer confidence in the data center business across the market. Prior to this, he was the director and general manager for Dell's Storage Platform Solutions. He has acquired deep technical expertise, especially in virtualization, cloud, storage, compute, and networking platforms. The world could face recession in the next 2 years, says Singapore Prime Minister. Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong warned that the world may face a recession within the next 2 years and added that Singapore must prepare for more economic challenges as inflation will remain high and central banks are tightening policies. Singapore is seeing more domestic-focused triggers that have pitched inflation measures to decade highs, along with global pressures led by the Ukraine conflict, commodity shortages, and lockdowns in China. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News Magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.